All right, this is James Pelton here with Robert Doyle, one of my best friends in the crypto space. Really excited to have him here and talk through some new stuff that he's got going on. I do first want to welcome all the new members to I just started a YouTube membership where I have members only videos, and I have a Telegram group, but it's getting a little overwhelmed. So I'm considering switching over to a Discord and toying around with things. So welcome everyone who's joining that. Again, thank you for watching, and need you to hit the like button as we're getting started here. And comment if you have any questions that you would like to ask Robert. That would be just great. Or even things that you want us to discuss. Me and Robert like talking about all sorts of weird stuff. So just if you have anything you want us to discuss, let us know and we will talk to that. Robert, welcome back to the channel.
Thank you.
A few times. Could you start again? Some of my audience might not know you. I'm going to start with quick introductions and then we'll get going.
I'm extremely hyper today, so we'll go with it, right? We'll go with the flow. So my real name is Robert Doyle. I'm fully doxxed. I'm out here in the world in California. I go by Crypto Sensei in the Cryptonairz Discord and a place called Crypto Twitter. I've got about 4 years in the crypto business now, and it's just great to meet and talk with people such as yourself, James. I do think you're one of the best people in crypto as far as your heart and what you're trying to do to change the space. You have a great audience, and I'm just so happy to be here with you. So thank you so much for that. And we can get into some more stuff a little bit more down the line here.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, we've been it's been kind of a funny journey because I think I jumped into Cryptonairz. This is back when I had maybe 1,000 subscribers on YouTube or something, and we just over time got connected just a little bit more and more, and then now we're at where we're at. So it's
brother. We gotta keep the journey alive, my friend. That's all we got to do.
That's right. All right. So we're going to talk about Cryptonairz at the end a little bit, but let's talk about the new stuff you have going on. Can you tell us a little bit about Defi Sentry and what you have going on there?
So James, the crazy thing about the space, right? The Web3 space, the DeFi space, right? Is we have a lot of really amazing people building really amazing things. But we also have the other side, right? Where we have some people, building some not so amazing things to kind of scam other people, right? And at Cryptonairz, we really developed a process and a tool to bring a project in, research it, have a code auditor look at it, right? Do a security check before we brought that project in. And we were like, what are we missing here, right? And so we have a great auditing team. We have a great security team. Why not create, a pillar in the Web3 space to audit smart contracts and KYC projects? So, one thing led to another. And my COO, Adam, and Gabe, and a lot of us put a lot of time in, and Rob built the website. Thank you, Rob. You're amazing. And we just, put some time in and effort, and we developed a couple new tools and things like that for this particular project. And man, it's been a huge success. We just launched October 1st, which is a couple days ago. But we also were doing, some practice runs and working with some projects. One of them being Waifu, and just really great stuff with Waifu. Yeah, man, we built everything. Everything's going great. We built some custom tools on MythX. We're quicker, we're faster, we're more efficient than like a Certic, right? If you go to Certic, you're going to get a huge bill. You're going to have to wait several weeks to get in. Our tools are built and developed. Funny story here. Waifu actually came to us after he had a Certic audit. He actually had a little Easter egg in his code, right? To see if anybody would find it, right? This like little error that, would kind of you'd miss if you weren't looking line by line. And so we ended up tracking that little error down and reporting it in his audit report, and Certic and another audit company actually ended up missing both of those things. So I'd say our process and the way that we've done things, we built it out just right. And we look forward to serving any of the Web3 community that needs help, on their journey, right? And we look forward to working with some great projects. And we have a lot of partnerships that are coming up that we're going to announce.
Very cool. Yeah, no, that's super exciting. Can you talk about what all services you do? You do audits. Can you want to talk through those?
Yeah, man. So I mean, if you want a KYC, if you're just looking for 1 or 2 people KYC, we have a very cheap deal for KYC. It's like under $1,000 for that. If you're looking to do like your whole team, it's like $2,500. It's nothing crazy. We keep it pretty cheap, pretty simple. But really, what we want to focus on is audits, right? Making contracts better. One of the biggest things and the coolest things that we built is smart code dev auditing, right? So you have a lot of young pioneers and innovators that come up with these brilliant ideas, but they're on a budget to build, right? And usually, sometimes if you're in the States, you look outside of the States for Web3 developers that can write smart contracts. Sometimes the people that you hire might not be living up to the code and everything that you're wanting to build, right? So what we've done is we partner with projects as code's being written. And what happens is we hook up a webhook to it. And as the code is being pushed to the repo of the project, we're actually checking it either weekly or bi-weekly or whatever the project wants us to do. We're checking it as the code's being written. So one is it's going to protect that project and innovator from having, to get to the end and realizing we have to go back and fix X, Y, and Z, right? Or it can save them time and money because we can tell them, hey, these are the issues that you need to fix right now. And that way, when they go to launch, not only they have a full audit report, but they've also had us to kind of hold their hand and get them through this whole thing. And we actually had a huge success with this just last week. We brought in a project, that same situation, great idea, great mind, but they hired some developers from another place, and the developers weren't writing the code up to what it needed to be for the project to be successful. We identified that, we let the team know early enough, and voila, they're fixing the project right now, and I hope it's going to be a huge success. So we're just we're on the ride right now, and we're here to help. If anyone should need our help, at defisentry.com, or you can stop by the Cryptonairz Discord or Twitter pages, and we'd love to help you and talk with you and your team.
Awesome. Can you talk about, so one thing I commonly hear from projects, because when I do an AMA, I'm always asking, hey, where do you have your audit? Where do you have your KYC? And a common response I get is that, oh, we're waiting to do KYC audit because we have no funds and it's pretty expensive to do that. Do you want to talk about, what are your thoughts on that? Or is there any way to work with these companies? You want to talk through that?
100%, James. So normally what a project is looking to do is sometimes they're looking to do like an NFT raise where they need to raise funds. And so we'll work with projects, right? Let's say they only have like maybe $1,000 or $2,000 to put down on a secure dev partnership. But they want to go through it, right, to the end, whatever it takes, a month, 2 months, whatever the time being, we'll work with the project. But yeah, we will work with a payment plan for the project to make it so it can be successful for both us and for the project. We really want to be here to help build a better Web3 space. And to do that, you need to be able to be flexible and nimble on some sides of it. So, we are definitely going to be better priced than some of your higher end audit companies. And we're going to give you better results quicker and more efficiently. So absolutely, brother.
Okay. And actually, that was going to be my next question. You kind of already touched on this, but maybe, so if you're comparing what you guys do to, like, we'll say Certic or somebody like that, other than your good looks, what would like set you apart from some of these other auditing companies?
So James, all these audit companies, they have a couple different things, right? They build tools on like MythX and different things to run code through, right? Compress it, run it through to look for false positives, look for errors, look for mistypings and things like that. What you need is a human element to also go through those false positives, go line by line through that code to make sure that the code, what is being written, is actually what's being said and delivered in the white paper. So we have so much experience with that, James. It's not funny. I mean, Cryptonairz, I think like in November of 2021, we looked at 110 projects just in 1 month. And most of those projects had, we looked at the code, we helped fix some of the things. And so we're very good about, dissecting it. We have a great team. And so, Certic and all these companies, they're fantastic. They've set the bar high in the space. We're just trying to take that bar and lift it a little bit higher. We're going to be able to give you better results quicker, right, and more efficiently than I think than you're going to wait for 6 weeks or 2 or 3 months waiting for Certic to be available to audit your code. So we're going to be able to give you answers very quickly, week to 2. and get you guys done and on the road, and being able to prove to your community and the world as a whole that you guys mean business, whatever your company is, whatever you're building. We're going to be here to support you in any way that we can.
Okay, and then can you talk through the projects that you've already worked with?
Sure.
Again, we kind of showed the logos, and you want to talk through just some of those partnerships?
Yeah. So the first guys we sat down with was XOFi. And so XOFi is a great project. Either they're building a bridge or building a lot of different things at DEX, and they should be launching here soon. So we sat down with them. We did their code for free. Actually, that was our first kind of gig. We wanted to test how we were doing and how everything was going. We've worked with Vaporfy, Mini Metamon, Alpha Shares. We worked with all these guys in the past. Waifu was our very big success, that we were able to identify things that other competitors weren't able to identify. And Jace from Waifu, he's a really great guy, man. I really like Jace. He's brilliant. That guy is always coming up with something. He's really a fantastic mind in the space. And I get to speak with him on a regular basis, and we kind of throw things back and forth. I am working with BioFi, hopefully on a potential partnership with them, to work with them exclusively for their projects coming through their incubator space. And who knows? We'd love to speak to somebody in the DAG ecosystem to see if we could offer our services there too. And so we've worked with a lot of great teams and projects over the last couple of years, and some of these are ones that we've helped look at the code before. We haven't fully audited, but we've worked with them in different partnerships through the last several months and things like that.
Okay. And so let's say everything goes according to plan. What's your vision for this long term? Like, where do you see DeFi Sentry kind of going, we'll say in the next year or so?
You know what, James? Realistically, if we can make a safer space, right, a space where new ideas can come to fruition, where we don't have to worry about third-party developers in different places of the world trying to scam or write malicious code when because I can't read code, man. I sat down in a meeting the other day, and my code auditors were talking, and I was like, man, I'm going to learn something, and I was super invested. And about 5 minutes in, bro, I was like, all right, I gotta do something else here, because I was lost, man. But these guys are brilliant. And so, just to make the space safer, and just to be able to help innovators grow and build is really what all we're trying to do here. And whatever the growth happens over the next 6 to 12 months, it'll happen with the hard work of our team. It'll happen with people like yourself and other influencers that do talk to projects that do need our help. And we're gonna do the best that we can to make it a better space, man, because that's really what we're all here to do, right? Is create a safer, better crypto space for me, you, and all of our family to get into one day for mass adoption. And to do that, we need to work together.
Okay. Very cool. Well, hey, I can't not ask this question. Is there any way for my audience to make money off of what you're doing?
You know what, James? You got the best questions. I should have been like, hey, man, you should ask this, but you have everything ready to go. You know what? That's great, James. So we do have an open partnership with anybody, right? So if you have a friend or your mother's best friend's uncle's brother's cousin, I don't care what the connection is. If you bring them to us and they in fact need KYC or audit help, we'll pay you a 10% referral fee of whatever the project, let's say the bill's $8,000 for an audit or whatever it is, we'll pay the person $800. We want to be very fair and open. So if you know somebody, if you have somebody, if you need, that needs help, reach out either to me on Twitter. You can reach out to us on Defi Sentry at Twitter, or at the website too, defisentry.com. Contact us. That goes right into our inboxes. And so we'll be happy to work with anybody that needs help. And, like I said, we're just here to build a better space and to see, we all know, right? If you're listening to this and you're not listening to this like 15 years later, crypto's important, right? And that this space is going to explode. It's just a matter of time here, right? And, the more information that we can consume, the better we can make the space. It's going to work for me and you and everybody around us in the long run. So we're here to make it better, man.
Absolutely. Great answer. Okay, so that's DeFi Sentry. I do want to talk about Cryptonairz just a little bit, because Cryptonairz is still your bread and butter. Is that correct?
Cryptonairz is still my lifeblood. I put my heart and soul into Cryptonairz. You know, if you don't know what Cryptonairz is, just another crypto community here on Discord. We opened the doors. What was it? January, February, March. It was like April of 2021, right as things were getting crazy in the bull market. And you know, we built a team, right? We started with 8 people. We built that team up to 25. We realized we didn't have a great audit team, and we didn't have this and we didn't have that. And so we brought people in, we filled up the pieces of the board. And we just have a great members in the community that post information. We all share information. I post what I'm doing is how I'm making money in the space. You know, and it's just a good, if you don't have 8 to 10 hours a day to devote into crypto, you want to be in a community that is going to give you the information that you're going to want, right? So if you can only consume an hour of information a day, you're going to want to be in a place where they funnel all the information down for you, so it's easy to look at and easy to read. What's going on in the market today? What should I be paying attention to? And what are my goals for the future, right? And so I do at least 2 to 3 chats a week on the markets, not just the US markets, but the world markets, right? Because crypto is a world currency. There's a lot going on right now. If you look at like the UK and the bond market and their real estate market, if you look at what's happening in Russia and China with the real estate market, I mean, there's a lot of things happening around the world that funnel information down into what's happening in crypto. And so when you fully understand all of that, then you can really make better decisions in what your portfolio will look like going ahead. And so that's what we're focused to do, to provide great information and really to learn and grow with everybody. So, if you want a great community to come into, I actually have a code here for a free 30 days. If anyone wants to join, just to see if, hey, does this make sense for me? The code is JP free, James Pelton free, JP free. When you sign up at cryptonairz.com, see if we live up to what you think we live up to, right? See if you learn anything, see if you grow, see if you can, oh, is that Steve? Viking Steve. I love Viking Steve. Yeah. Joined Cryptonairz a couple of months ago as the best community. Yeah. Steve, it took some negotiation to get Steve to come on board, but after he did, he's in every chat, man. Every chat I do, he's there, he's listening, he's asking questions. And I think that he's better now than he used to be as far as his knowledge in the space. And I think he's making money. I mean, we're not financial advisors. I don't have a plaque back here. It's mostly Star Wars and Harry Potter stuff and fancy lights. But, I do have drive. I do have amazing team, an amazing community that all has one love, passion for crypto. And we share that passion, and everybody shares information. And some of that information is very valuable. So,
yeah, especially during the bear market, like education and setting yourself up for when the bull market is back. This is the preparation time. And I think education is a huge piece of that.
That's all we can do, brother. And you know what? I spend literally, I do a Sensei chat once a week. So the community will say, I want a Sensei chat on XRP. So I'll spend the next 15, 20 hours of my week digging up every single piece of information that I can find, every connection, every partnership. And I'll sit down with the, for free trial. Thank you, Funny. I look forward to seeing you around the community. I'll just throw everything I have into my chats, and, people really get a lot of value out of it. So they don't have to search around for 10, 15 hours themselves. They can get everything they want in just a little bit of under an hour. We talk about the market. We talk about what's going on. We talk about new DeFi projects, and, we have a lot of fun doing it, man. And the people that are paying attention, right, are the people that are benefiting the most. Like A Brown right there. He's a great member of our community, and we just have a lot of fantastic people. There's Rob and Cass, and we just have a lot of great people that are in Cryptonairz, and I'm thankful to meet each and every one of these people. So they make you better.
Hey, one suggestion I have for the website: you should change.
Yeah, no
wrong community. Yeah. You should change it to a different word just so people don't freak out.
Yeah. You know what? Now that we have DeFi Sentry up, we're actually building V2 of the website, but we'll probably get that changed here today, just so we don't get the strong chain or the strong. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah. You just don't want any misunderstandings there.
Yeah. No, I got you. Solid info, Jane. Thank you, brother.
Okay, very cool. So kind of as we finish up here, so we got DeFi Sentry, we got Cryptonairz. What crypto projects are you excited about right now?
Well, James, right. The market is really tough right now. The market is really tough. I'm looking on a global economic scale, right? I know there's a Fed meeting happening right about now. We're waiting to see if they kick the can down the road, which means they're going to turn the money printers back on and we're going to have some rallying, or if they're going to raise interest rates again. And then we're going to just wait until this pivot happens. The UK market had to pivot last week. They are in some hot water. I do think on a global scale, the financial system is teeter-tottering. You have the dollar, the strongest it's been in a very long time, and all other currencies are going down very quickly. You have like the IMF, the BIS, you have all of these big players, trying to figure out what they need to do, right? You have Larry Fink from BlackRock. He's talking about how the World Bank and the IMF need to be restructured. And there's a lot of things that do concern me, right? So really what I'm focused on right now is real utility tokens and educating my community on those. Those are your ISO tokens, like your XRPs, your XDCs. What's happening in trade finance right now. I'm bringing in a guest speaker today to speak to our community, this guy that does brilliant research on TradeFi and XDC. We've been learning a lot about that recently because everything is turning to electronic, right? You have all of these, an average shipment when you're shipping things from like China to America can cost up to $80,000 every time you do that transaction. There's just so many things that are being digitized right now, and we're really learning about that kind of stuff. There are some new DeFi plays that we're taking a look at. Nothing yet that I really kind of want to comment or say that, hey, I'm jumping in this one full bar. I have made a couple plays in the community recently last month that we had like some nice 3 to 4x returns on. I'm on that Luna Classic kick. I know I told you about that before it took off, and I know you made some money, which I'm very thankful for. But the market right now is scary, and I really am waiting to see what happens with the Fed and some other things before I really want to say, hey guys, yeah, let's get in more into DeFi, because I do think we could go another huge leg down if some things, do happen. So I want to be very careful of what I want to say to your audience and your community, because we're not in a bull run right now, guys, and things are bad around the world. And if, it would be irresponsible for me to say, just jump into whatever DeFi project that pops into my head that I like, because right now things are bad, and you really need to focus on utility and what's actually going to reshape the world, right? You have 20,000 crypto tokens. Really, you only have a few hundred that actually make sense and actually do things like global payments or other things like that are going to make a huge impact. So, load up on your XRPs, your XTCs, and your ISO tokens, IOTA, things like that. Those are really going to be what's going to make a difference in the next run here.
Awesome.
Quant.
Yes. All right. And so we'll finish this last question. This is from the audience. This is kind of related to what you just said. You kind of touched on this, but what are your goals for the next bull run?
Make as much money as I can and put it in the bank. Last bull run, I made a ton of money. I reinvested a ton of money. I think this time I'm going to make a ton of money and I'm going to take it off and put it back. And I think gold and silver and things like that are probably a solid play right now, precious metals. But yeah, the next bull run, I'm going to really focus on cashing out as much money as possible as the run happens. I think we got a little over too invested in those node projects and other things like that at the beginning of the year, and we all saw what happened to that market. We just have to be very careful, right? Because DeFi still is an experiment. Nothing is for certain. And you do need, a lot of these projects do need new money that comes in to fund that project going forward. So we just need to be very careful and know what we're putting our money into, and knowing that, hey, this might not last 6 months or a year, right? This isn't, 10,000 people that work for, X, Y, and Z company. This is 3 people in a basement trying to make a difference in the DeFi space. And so we just need to be very careful of what an actual real utility token is and what a DeFi project trying to come up is as well.
Awesome. Well, hey, Robert, I appreciate you hopping on here. Again, Defi Sentry, you can get 10% if you refer people to that. Cryptonairz has been super helpful in my crypto journey. That's where a lot of when I first got into crypto, that's actually where I learned a lot of what I learned was through Cryptonairz. We'll take a look. Someone said the free trial code isn't working.
Yeah, you know what? Let me 1 second. So I'll give you another code just in case that we're on this call real quick. So if that one's not working, just use you can use 1 Sensei month. That'll still work for you. I give that out sometimes on my Twitter. 1 SENSEI month. That will work for you. Either one of those. We just activated that code today, so sometimes it does take a second to have it work, but it should work for people watching this a day or two from now. So
yeah, and get in touch. You can get in touch with me or on Twitter, and we'll make sure we get hooked up for
yeah,
sure.
or send me a DM. I'll make sure you get in there. Trust me, whatever it takes, I'll make sure. And the goal is to help educate you, to help grow, and maybe you can come in and help educate us. Right? There's so many amazing people in the world that have just different knowledge of such crazy things in the space, and it's just fun to talk with all these people and really get their ideas and where they think the market's going and stuff like that too. So.
Yeah, and the more people that join, the better the community gets, because now there's more information coming from different places, and so very cool.
500 people working for the same goal to make money, right? And so 500,000 people, whatever it is, join, and we'd love to take care of you and love to help you.
Awesome. Well, hey, thank you. First off, thank the audience. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you guys always showing up each and every day. Appreciate you guys. Hit like on the way out. And Rob, appreciate you, brother. Thanks for hopping on and talking to us. And thanks for working in the space and just trying to make it a better place. Isn't that right?
Pleasure is all mine, James. It's always an honor to talk with you, my friend. And keep doing what you're doing, man. You're making the space better every day. So thank you so much.
Thanks, man. I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you all later.
Ciao, guys.